Oh.
Yep, that's where we're at, everybody. On this episode of Romantasy Roundtable, a tale of Rick and Roses. I'm joined with my wolves. Here they are.
Amanda.
And Kim.
And as always, yep, it's that kind of morning. And as always, we'd always appreciate if you consider liking this video. Please, 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 please subscribe. Helps out the channel. And drop us an email at romantasyroundtable@gmail.com or somewhere in the comments, either on
Give us a howl.
Oh, I get it. It did take a second, but I did get a howl. You can give us a howl at the comment section in the YouTube or the Spotify or wherever you're listening. And yeah, please like, subscribe, and comment. If you did so within this week, we didn't read it because if you didn't listen to last week's episode, we're recording this back to back, so we didn't have a chance to check anything in between. So you're, we're in a weird time zone right now because we don't.
But a lot has happened in the Romantasy Roundtable world since we last spoke.
Right, Mort's back.
Mort's back.
Right, Kim, tell us about Mort.
Mort is back. I have adopted a second cat, and as is fitting to go along with a cat named Bartholomew, the cat I already have, my new one is named Mort.
After
Throne of Glass, obviously.
All right. Well,
after Mort.
Maybe. Okay, look, this is the Direbound episode. So maybe someone was like, oh my God, I love Direbound. And they were like, they didn't listen to the last episode, which is great. I mean, that's why I like the way this is set up. In the last episode is we read Throne of Glass, and Mort is a door knocker. Knob.
He's a door knocker, but in my mind, he's like a skull-shaped door knocker, but in my mind, he's the doorknob from Alice in Wonderland.
He's never not been a doorknob to me.
And I would also like to shout out Bunsey Bookclub for making one of my favorite stickers in recent months, which says "Live, Love, Mort," and has the door knocker from Alice in Wonderland.
And Kim gave it to me, and it's on my iPad.
We love a Jewish door knocker.
Yeah. Oh, because his name is Mort, and he's sassy. Yeah, I did decide he was Jewish. I forgot I did that.
Mm-hmm.
But this episode is about Direbound.
Yeah, this is about Wolfwing.
This episode is about chapters 1 through 18 of Direbound. I feel like Direbound has been a hotness.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's particularly getting buzzy right now around the release of the second one, Furybound. So ideally, these episodes are hitting exactly aligned so that we are starting Furybound the week it comes out.
Very exciting. And for anybody who is a longtime listener of the Romantasy Roundtable, knows the story about how Amanda and I met Eliza of Sable Sorensen, the co-author of this book, at Love and Legends a few months ago, and Amanda discovered that she knew Eliza from way back when.
From a pre-college program 22 years ago, which was really wild. I did bring home my scrapbook from that pre-college program, but I think the only pictures of me and Eliza are like large group photos. I don't have any like selfies of just me and her. But I do have pictures of baby Amanda and baby Eliza somewhere, back when we were youths.
And we are right now. You will listen to this after we go to BookCon, which for us is next Sunday. So it's a week from today that we're recording.
And which for you is the past Sunday.
Right. Yes.
Timeception.
So, hello from the past. You're listening to us in the future. But hopefully we will see. Yes. Hopefully we will see maybe all of Sable Sorensen next week.
Yes, because we haven't met the other half of Sable Sorensen. I'm actually going to Love and Legends after we finish recording.
And I'm going to play my best Oracle moment right now. I'm going to just will this to happen. Jennifer, it was great meeting you at BookCon. I loved that conversation we had. Thanks for listening. Yeah.
Great.
Now let's see if it happens. Now I have to find someone, Jennifer.
Who the heck is Jennifer?
What if Jamie Dog shows up all the way from
Jamie, come to New York. Come to BookCon. We have stickers for you to bring back to Australia.
That's right. Spend all this money to come pick up a sticker that we could mail you.
A sticker, Jamie. All right.
Actually, honestly, Jamie, Email us your address and I will mail you a sticker.
Yeah, we should mail you a sticker. It'll get there in 3 to 5 business months.
Real quick before we even start reading these, initial thoughts.
I'm having so much fun.
I really am liking this. It started really, I don't know, it just started really well. Like I was in it, I was invested. I don't know if it's the writing, I know it's the characters. Something about it is like, I'm like, yeah, this is Fourth Wing with wolves, and I'm completely not mad about it. I actually welcome it.
I had heard Fourth Wing with wolves, but more violent and sexier. And so far, I do feel like it's kind of holding up to that hype. But there's also, like, although structurally it is similar to Fourth Wing, I don't feel like Meryn and Violet are super similar.
No.
And so I appreciate that. I don't know. I feel like coming out of where we are in Throne of Glass, like coming out of Queen of Shadows, which is like so lore heavy and so like there's so many pieces to remember. And there's like, I feel like typically when you start a new fantasy series, it's like, all right, I got to learn all this stuff. But like this book starts fun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so like we're learning things as she's learning things, but it's not like, I don't feel like I'm working to learn stuff. Like I kind of do in the Mossverse, you know?
Yeah. All right.
And I like appreciate that, but this is like it's like I like it both. I like both.
I agree with that. And I think to your point also about, you know, we had all sort of heard that it was going to be a little bit more violent and have a little bit more soup. We literally get both those things in like the first 2 chapters.
Right off the bat.
Right.
We're like, oh, somebody just got like his guts taken out of him. And we have a soup scene where she's holding on to a chair. So
we are fighting and fucking from the jump.
Let's go.
All right, chapter 1. Meryn Cooper, the infamous alleycat of the Eastern Quarter, starts her night bleeding in a gritty Southern Quarter fighting ring. But the pain is just a tactical lure to bait a big, meaty man into a trap. Between the stench of rotting fruit and the roar of a drunken crowd, she spots her hunky messenger boyfriend, Lee, whose presence is a welcome distraction from her opponent's boring threats of a closed casket funeral. After a satisfyingly sweet crack of the man's nose and a forced yield, Meryn collects her 8 silvers to pay for her mother's medicine, proving that women in pain really do just give men the false sense of security before ruining their lives. She'd much rather be in Lee's lap than face down in a stinking pit, but the alley cat has a family to feed and a reputation to maintain. What were our first impressions of Meryn?
She's badass. She's so I said it's like Fourth Wing. I'm gonna stop making these comparisons soon, but we just started this book. Yeah, she's not violent. She's not weak. Like she's strong. Like so we're coming off 2 books with 2 strong like female main characters, which is really cool. I'm invested right away. I don't know, like instantly I'm invested.
This was immediate. I mean, this is like Selena in the pits.
Mm-hmm.
Like this scene is literally exactly what that is. And so we got into this and I was like, this feels familiar.
Yeah.
But like in a good way. And also, yeah, just to see that she already has that sort of level of fighting skill. And it's known for it and has her own nickname and all that kind of stuff.
She felt like echoes of Sarah's Fane a little bit too. Mm-hmm. Like just kind of this like scrappy, like I'm gonna lie to the men to get what I need kind of. I appreciate that. Chapter 2, training sessions with a grumpy but fatherly Igor turn serious when Meryn learns that yet another child, Lisa Sawyer, has been taken by the Nabbers, who are actually soul-sucking siphons from Astriona. Astriona?
Whatever. I'm not...
Right. While picking up her sister Sayla from school, the pair witnesses a terrifying procession of the Bonded, elite warriors with mental links to massive direwolves, who decide the Central Market is a great place for a casual public execution. Meryn finds herself locked in a high-stakes stare-down with a tattooed, maniacal, bonded rider who guts a deserter like a fish, realizing that these cold-blooded protectors are just as terrifying as the enemy. Despite the extreme and punishing classism of the bonded city, Sayla is still obsessed with the mythical beast, blissfully unaware of the horror her sister just witnessed.
That's the guy.
He strides through, and I'm like, that's the guy. Rip to my man Lee. He's the Gale of this book.
Right.
He's the Gale. He's the Kale. You know?
Right, exactly.
Bye, buddy.
I know he's too good. You like see it these chapters. I was waiting for like the heel turn to happen with Lee, which
it'll happen.
Spoiler,
It'll
My
get
Well,
better.
it kind of already does, but
We'll get
but I
there.
was like, he's too fucking perfect. And then Shadow Daddy, like literal Shadow Daddy, walks into the square, and she even immediately describes him as like this gorgeous, like most handsome man I've ever seen.
Right.
So it's like, okay, we
She
gotta go.
walks in and she says, "I hate him."
Right. The only thing that I was like, maybe he's not the guy is when she specifically says like, oh, all of the writers are gorgeous, like every single one of them. I was like, okay, maybe she's not this guy, but no, he's the guy. My first thought was like, this is the guy.
He's clearly the guy.
Yeah, well, and it's like, okay, so we know that the bonded tend to be from bonded families. So like there tends to be kind of this like class structure. And so like, I don't know, it gets a little like Darwin-y, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like all the hot people are sticking with the hot people and are sticking with the wealthy people, and like it's just like of course they're all hot.
Yeah.
They're also all warriors. So like I don't know, but this man, he's tattooed, he's a refrigerator, she hates him, he doesn't say any words.
Checks
That's
every
the
single
guy.
box.
All right. Chapter 3, after teaching local kids some don't get kidnapped self-defense moves. I loved that.
Mm-hmm.
Meryn hosts Lee for a domestic dinner that goes from lucid mother's fish stew to delusional family violence in record time. Lee offers to move the whole family to a safer place to protect Selah, leading to a steamy, desperate makeout session in a dark alley that almost makes Meryn forget her mounting trauma. But the romantic high is brutally crushed when Meryn returns inside to find a snag of a nightgown on an open window and her sister Selah missing, confirming every elder sibling's worst nightmare has come true. She realizes with sickening clarity that while she was busy making plans for a better future out in the snow, the nabbers were busy stealing her heart right out of her home.
Are you okay? The other thing was about her mother. So her mother basically has dementia for the most part, right?
She's unwell.
Right.
I don't know if it's like if she's hallucinating or if it's unclear if it's like a dementia thing or a psychosis thing, but like she is not well.
Yeah, she's unwell. She's taking medicine. Meryn needs like money for the medicine. Lee tries to help him. So the mother thing was the thing that dismissed. But yeah, I mean, like, we're only in chapter 3 and we have our plot point. Like, sister's been taken. I'm hooked. I'm hooked this whole time. You know, moving the story along pretty good.
And like the characterization of Lee as it continues in this chapter too, and I already said this about how he's just sort of like perfect, stable dude, and he like is totally right there as mom starts to go into whatever this episode is that she has, and is super supportive and is super nice to Selah and is like, being the upstanding caretaker outside of like, I'm gonna protect your family and treat you well, and he's too good.
Too good to be true. Chapter 4, following a frantic snowy search through the streets of Sturmfrost. I'm sorry, are you intentionally telling Gemini to give me tongue twisters?
No.
Because I had a moment, it was 2 episodes ago, where I was like, I think he's doing this on purpose.
I'm not, but you just sealed your fate.
No, it's a terrible idea. Following a frantic snowy search through the streets of Sturmfrost that yields 0 signs of Selah. Are you fucking kidding?
I love this.
Meryn spirals into a grief-stricken catatonic state until Igor and Lee finally manage to pull her back from the edge. Driven by a fierce protective instinct, Meryn decides the only way to reach the siphons across the border is to volunteer for the King's royal forces, even if it means following her father's doomed footsteps. Oh, her dad was a soldier and died at the front.
Yep.
So we've been told.
I just saw
but
that.
He died off screen, so... question mark.
Yeah.
And her mom got rid of all of his personal effects.
Everything. And like doesn't talk about him. Yeah. She marches straight into the recruitment center and trades her freedom for a chance to find her sister, effectively ending her life as a laundry worker and beginning her journey as recruit Cooper. The recruiter is skeptical, but Meryn's steel resolve secures her a spot in the next boot camp starting the very next day. I also want to point out that Meryn is tall.
I missed that, but I believe you.
She's tall.
All right.
Most of the time we get a lot about how teeny tiny these women are. Meryn is tall, which I would also like to note is funny because neither half of Sable Sorensen is particularly tall. Famously, Rebecca Yarros is like teeny tiny and her husband is like ginormous. And so it's like...
Is that famous?
Yeah, Google them right now. Okay. Rebecca Yarros and husband. Chapter 5. Lee drops the bombshell that bonding trials are imminent, meaning Meryn must face a perilous mountain climb and potentially bond with a direwolf just to get to the war front.
Oh, yeah. He's tall. And she's little.
Yeah, like looking at that couple, aren't you like, yeah, she obviously wrote Violet and Xaden.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Sorry.
To cope with the goodbye vibes, the two indulge in some high-intensity kitchen floor shenanigans before Lee takes her on a high-end shopping spree for crampons and leather gear fit for a warrior. Before she leaves, her mother attempts to gift her a mysterious protective family necklace, leaving Meryn to wrestle with the guilt of abandoning one family member to save another. She says her goodbyes to Igor and the laundry woman, finally stepping away from her old life with a bag full of expensive gear and a heart full of desperate hope.
I will say... It did take me 2 reads of the word, but I was like, crampons? Is it tampons? Nope, I know what it is.
That was me, except it was me 4 months ago when we were talking about whether or not we should go to Iceland.
Yeah.
And she was like, you have to put crampons on your shoes. And I was like, tampons for your cramps.
Right.
Yeah, so Lee is like, what do you mean you enlisted? The bonding trials are coming.
Right. Which he knows because he is a quote-unquote messenger in the castle.
Yeah, he knows people.
But then he's too good. He gives her really satisfying soup, and then he takes her on a shopping spree.
Yep.
As a 42-year-old divorced woman, I would like Lee in my life.
Yeah.
Surprised I'm not 42, I'm only 41. Why
I was like, don't hate yourself. All right, chapter 6. Meryn reports to the castle courtyard where she meets her first ally, Alessandra, and gawks at the infuriatingly clean and heated bonded city that commoners aren't allowed to enjoy. When I met Alessandra, I was like, that's when I texted you guys and was like, this is Fourth Wing. Because I was like, and now we've got Rhiannon.
Yeah.
But she's not Rhiannon.
I thought the same thing too, honestly.
So, do you all remember? Kim. So I texted you all to say, have you read up to chapter 10 of this book? And Amanda, you said nope. And I said, okay, I'm going to text Rick separately. And I texted him and said, I am Alessandra.
Yeah.
Alessandra. Dylan. Rip. All right. So they're in the bonded city, which like commoners aren't allowed to be in the bonded city. There's like some real fucking class stuff going on here. The recruiters march for hours toward Mount Wolfsbane, eventually camping at the base where they encounter the arrogant, jewel-toned children of the bonded who treat the upcoming ascent like a birthright. Meryn joins a fire with confident recruit named Henry, whose name weirdly has an extra E in it.
I wanted to ask her about that when I met her.
Is it Henry?
No,
Henry.
No, my question is, what's up with all of you people like just changing a regular name by adding a letter? Why can't you just call him Henry?
Henry. Meryn is Meryl with an N. I don't know. All right.
Meryn with a Y. Meryn's a name too, but with an I usually.
Henry reveals there is a safe route for those who don't want to bond, even as a distant direwolf howl reminds them all how high the stakes really are. Despite her usual I work alone attitude, she finds herself sharing a tent with Alessandra for warmth, realizing that survival on this mountain might actually require a few friends.
Hopefully we get some soon.
Chapter 7, the morning of the ascent. So there's like a bunch of different... This is where we've really diverged from...
And
Divergent. Which, if you listen back to our original Fourth Wing episodes, I was like, we're reading Divergent, but with dragons. So now I'm like, we're reading Fourth Wing, but with wolves. But this is where what's going on with the bonded trials really diverge from, I think, anything we've read so far, where it's like, they're not in wolf school.
Mm-hmm.
There are like a series of trials they have to go through, and they're in an order that is like kind of crazy to me. Like, I don't know, in Bisgayeth, you like have to go through all of these things before you can bond a dragon, but like they bond the wolves really early in this process.
Yeah, it's like the first thing they do.
But they bond, but they're like building the bond.
Yeah, it's like a tenuous
bond. it felt to me like dog training. And you have like your various like levels of dog training that you like have to show that, you know, you and your dog have certain levels of commands before you can move on to the next one.
Do we think that Sable Sorensen has dogs?
You know you're showing half of your face, right? You've complained about it before. I'm just trying to help you.
Me?
Yes.
Yeah, you need to recenter your...
I'm centered.
You're not.
Have I been not centered this whole time?
Yeah, but I figured I'd just tell you now.
How do I fix it?
Click your picture, and then there's a little... Click your face, and there's a... There you go. Perfect.
There you are.
I was like, if I don't tell her, she's going to yell at me. If I tell her, she might yell at me, so I'm just going to...
It has looked the same to me the whole time.
All right.
Which way was I?
You were to your left hand. I saw more of your right face.
That's why we could see Tristan behind you before.
But you couldn't see the window.
If he were there now, I wouldn't be able to see him.
You could see Tristan there, but you couldn't see Tristan when he was there.
Yeah. Okay. Back at it, y'all.
I remember where we are. Okay, the morning of the ascent kicks off with Meryn Cooper feeling less like a badass alleycat and more like a human pincushion, thanks to some very aggressive tree roots. While the wealthy bonded recruits show up with shiny crampons and viciously beautiful gear, Meryn is busy catching the eye of Stark Theion. Theion?
Yes.
A dead-eyed psychotic killing machine who is unfortunately way too hot for his own good. So this is the guy.
This is the guy.
It's the guy.
Got a good name, too.
He marched through fucking town square on his wolf. Now he's here. And we learned that he's the alpha.
Yes, he is. He is an alpha.
After Stark basically tells everyone to murder their way to the top of Mount Wolfsbane, Meryn jumps into girl boss mode. You gotta tell her to stop using girl boss.
No.
In Queen of Shadows, it was like 12 times.
Okay, well,
Meryn jumps into girl boss mode to save a twin named Isabel from a handsy creep named Jonah, earning her a spot with the bonded sisters. Realizing Stark and his hellhound are personally eyeing her for sport, Meryn decides to ditch the slow path for the dangerous one, because why not add a little extra trauma in the morning? There's like more that happens here.
Yeah. Well, first off, there's multiple potential routes to the top of the mountain. The wolves are likely going to bond solely with the people who get there the fastest, and so most of the the bonded children are going to go up the rock face of the mountain so they can get there the fastest. And most of the people who don't know anything about the mountain or don't have a family legacy go the slower routes, and they're like, we're just not going to bond, and then we just get shipped off to...
We'd prefer to live.
Right.
We'll just be in the military.
And so originally Meryn was going to go with the slow people because she was like, I don't want to bond. I just want to get to the front because I am trying to get my sister.
And she asks, like, I think she assumes that she and Alessandra are going to go up together.
And Alessandra's like, peace.
She's like, no, bye.
Yeah, that was weird. Not weird, but like...
Thanks for keeping me warm.
It was good,
night.
actually. Like, I liked it because it like kept me on my toes.
Too.
Like...
Yeah.
So...
No, I liked that too. And then, so basically this guy is like about to kill, this guy Jonah
fucking
is about
Barlow.
to kill, Jonah fucking Barlow is about to kill Isabel, whose sister is Venna.
Mm-hmm.
Venin?
Not Venin and not Vienna, but Venna. Who... One of them is hard of hearing. Which one?
Venna, I think.
Venna is hard of hearing. So they've been signing to each other. But Meryn saves Isabel from Jonah. And then they're like, all right, come with us. Like, we're going to ice climb the mountain together. The safer route is actually not safer because it's like so crowded. And like, you never know like what bullshit's going to happen. So like, it's actually the safest route is if you ice climb with us, and you saved our lives. So now we're going to save yours.
Friendship.
Okay. Next question that we have for Eliza when we see her next week is, do either one of them know sign language?
Because maybe the character's based off of you.
Me?
Yes.
I didn't know sign language when I met her.
But we talked a lot when we read Fourth Wing about how it feels likely that Rebecca knows somebody who's
Yes.
deaf or hard of hearing and has sort of an understanding, at least, of deaf culture. And so I'm curious if either of Sable Sorensen likewise have an understanding.
Great question. Yeah. All right, chapter 8, the noble tradition of the bonding trials turns out to be a literal rain of corpses. This shit was crazy.
Oh, yeah. This is good.
So Meryn, Isabel, and Venna are scrambling up an icy rock face while dodging falling bodies. People are just falling.
Let the bodies hit the floor.
Let the bodies hit the floor. Venna proves she's basically a human spider, guiding Meryn through a near-death experience where she's left dangling by a harness over a nightmarish drop. Just when things couldn't get more charming, a group of desperate commoners tries to pull a highway robbery for their ice pick, but the mountain has other plans and sends the thieves plummeting to their death. Meryn manages to snag a dead man's ice pick as a consolation prize, proving that while she doesn't want to be bonded, she's definitely not above a little tactical looting to stay alive. Chapter 9, as the brutal blizzard rolls in, Meryn finally opens up to the twins about Selah and the Nabbers, and they're like, what Nabbers?
Mm-hmm.
Which is crazy because it's like driving Meryn's life, but the people who live in the bonded city like have no idea about it.
Yeah.
Finding some bittersweet camaraderie in this freezing hellscape, the trio reaches the summit only to find that Jonah the Creep, Jonah fucking Barlow, survived his earlier facial reconstruction and is back for a round of Choke the Commoner. Channeling her inner alleycat, Meryn fakes weakness just long enough to deliver a brutal roundhouse kick that sends Jonah disappearing into the white oblivion of the storm. With Venna wounded and the storm screaming, the three women limp towards the finish line, refusing to let a little thing like total physical collapse stop them from reaching the wolves.
This whole chapter's read like a 90s action movie to me, like cliffhanger, you know? I don't know. Just, that's it. That's all I have to say. It's fun.
Yeah. Yeah. Chapter 10, the summit of Mount Wolfsbane is a chaotic mess of majestic direwolves and recruits experiencing puberty on steroids as their hair gains magical streaks to match their new packs. So there's 4 packs.
Mm-hmm.
And when you bond a wolf, your hair gets highlights.
It's not a phase, Mom.
Gets 1 emo streak.
Yep.
To match your pack. Meryn is walking around trying really hard to be an unwilling participant, telling the wolves to buzz off. But how are we saying this? Anasa?
I said Anasa in my head.
Anasa? That's better.
Yeah.
Anasa, an ancient silver wolf who hasn't bonded in centuries, decides Meryn is her new favorite toy. A mind-shattering bonding process leaves Meryn on her knees with a head full of silver hair. So instead of getting a highlight, all her hair turns silver.
She's blonde. She is now a blonde.
She is...
Manon.
And her chest wound heals. And even the trash tier Jonah manages to bond with a vicious black wolf, joining the Deimos pack and getting a magical glow up he definitely didn't deserve. So she has bonded at Anasa. Okay.
And she's like big mad about it.
Yeah, she's like, don't pick me.
Like, I told you I didn't want to bond.
And so she's big mad about it, and so Anasa is also big mad about it.
Yeah.
And it's basically like, fuck you right now.
Yeah, it's like... Chapter 11, Meryn discovers that she's a total hair color overachiever because her entire head has turned silver white instead of just getting a single streak like the other Rawbonds. The callous and bloodthirsty Stark Theion returns to deliver an ultimatum. Get back to the castle by nightfall or literally die as your bond fractures. Anasa. I'm going to get there. Anasa.
We could be 100% wrong too, but that's how I pronounce it.
No, I don't know why that vowel sound doesn't feel available to me. Anasa takes the stubborn girlfriend approach and abandons Meryn on the mountain, forcing our girl to sprint, slide, and fall down a cliffside while dodging the mutilated corpse of her former ally, Alessandra.
Yeah, that was great. Alessandra Lord.
So many dead bodies. Rip Alessandra. And rip her sweater, because she gave Alessandra her sweater, and then Alessandra's dead and the sweater is like shredded.
Right.
There was a really
all of her nice stuff.
There was a really funny line. I think it was in this chapter where like everyone is like getting on the wolf. I think going down, and Anasa doesn't want to do it, and she like just runs away. Did we do that?
Yeah. Just runs away. Bye.
And Meryn, what's her name?
Meryn
is like, fine, you furry bitch. I'll do it myself.
He does call her a furry bitch a couple times.
Yeah. I love that.
And she is kind of a furry bitch.
Yeah, it's great.
But I love that we had this like whole chapter of Lee taking her on the shopping spree and buying all these nice, beautiful supplies for her. And they like talk about this bag that she like specifically got this bag. And then immediately she leaves all this behind at the top of the mountain now.
Yeah.
So
right.
ran all of his money and shopping spree.
She's like, well, I can't carry this down because I can't. Now my wolf is not letting me ride her. So like, I guess I'm just going to fucking run.
Yeah, it's really messed up too since Lee's such a commoner. Like that money was probably like a year's worth of stuff for him.
Exactly, right? It's like his whole salary.
As a messenger.
Unbelievable.
Chapter O. She limps to the gates with seconds to spare, only to find that Anasa was stalking her like a silvery white ghost the whole time, earning Meryn the title of Strategos Rawbond. Strategos?
Yes.
Strategos? Strategos.
I was saying Strategos.
Strategos sounds like a board game.
It does. That's why I said it in my head.
Yeah. So that's the pack that she's in.
Yeah. There's 3 others.
They are the leaders.
They're the leaders, and then the one that Stark is in.
The warriors.
Are the warriors.
Then there's the spies.
One that are the spies, and then
Venna is a spy.
Venna is a spy. What's her name?
Isabel
is
Strategos,
also
leader.
a Strategos, and then the last one are the Guardians.
Oh, right. Mm-hmm.
But I don't know what their name is. All right, so.
Oh, I do, because it looks like phalanx. It's like phylax.
Yeah.
But it looks like phallic to me. So.
Yeah. All right. Chapter 12. Stepping into the castle is a massive slap in the face for Meryn, who is understandably pissed that while she was eating rock-hard rations, the Bonded were living in a wood-paneled fever dream of silk sheets and incense. Beta Aegis?
Yep. Yes. That's what I said.
Aegis leads her new raw bonds on a tour of the luxurious half of the castle, where Meryn learns that she's in the Strategos, which is the leader pack, along with her new bestie Isabel, after a bliss on a plate feast that costs more than a year of her laundry wage.
Yep, she dropped her mic, everybody. We are now in Hogwarts having a feast.
They're having a feast. Meryn collapses into a bed so soft that it feels like a crime. The night ends with a warning to watch her back and a creepy nightmare featuring a voice chanting Lumina, proving that the bonding trials are just the beginning of the chaotic mess. I forgot about the Lumina thing.
I don't know what you're talking about.
That's how it ends. That's how that chapter ends.
The chapter is that she hears Lumina in her head 3 times.
Oh, the word. Right. Also, real quick, when I was going home on Friday, I saw this family that must have been going to see the Harry Potter play because they were all dressed up in like the courts. Not the courts. Houses. And this one kid, maybe he was 9 or 10, he looked identical to Draco from the first movie. Like, blonde hair, it was like that sleeked back thing. He was wearing his Slytherin thing. I almost was like, that's crazy. He looked exactly like him. It's funny.
Good for him.
Yeah.
Good for him.
Cute.
Chapter 13. Meryn is jolted awake by the apocalyptic sound of the Lumina horn, only to realize she's woefully behind the practiced efficiency of the high-born Rawbonds. After wrestling into stiff uniform leathers and dodging the I'm likable vibes of an egomaniacal redhead named Thomason Thorne, she barely makes it to breakfast in the common lounge. There, she's forced to knock back a viscous green contraceptive draft because apparently the only thing more dangerous than a direwolf is an unplanned pregnancy during the trials. There's always some kind of birth control in these books.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So we're just getting out of the way early,
Just getting it out of the way early. Everyone's taking it. Don't worry about it. We don't have to talk about it when we're in the heat of the moment because we're all taking it.
This is what Riddick needs.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, I've been taking this. So anyway, the instructor, Edith Hartsfeld, finally kicks off orientation day, but Meryn is too busy scanning for a drop of a hat exit strategy to care about the scenery. She's really trying to get out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she's not happy.
I will say I shared this with Rick, but I felt sort of like deeply annoyed at Meryn for these few chapters also, just because like it was too much. Like, you're here, do the thing, stop being like this frantic mess, just being like, I refuse to be here, I have to leave, blah, blah, blah.
I agree. And also, like, you had to know that would sever the bond and you would die. Like, they've made that clear.
Right.
What do you think you're getting out of this?
Yeah. No.
Also, it's like you enlisted. Like, this is what you gave yourself to. So you don't really have an option.
Yeah, there were parts I was annoyed with her for a handful of chapters here. Like, I don't know, I felt she was being annoying. Like,
yeah.
So
I think we're probably supposed to be annoyed with her.
Cool. I was. It worked.
Chapter 14. The Grand Tour reveals the terrifying arena where the remaining trials will take place, and Meryn spots her silver white woof. Anasa acting like a total antisocial queen on the wolf terraces. Things get spicy in the auditorium where the instructors are introduced, specifically the brooding, tattoo-covered alpha of Deimos, Stark Theion, who looks like he'd rather murder the recruits than teach them. Meryn's heart sinks when she learns that the training lasts 4 months and includes the purge trial, a culling process for any riders and direwolves seemed unfit. When she begs Edith to let her go save Sayla, she's told that survival is binary, and if anybody finds out her bond is broken, she'll be taken out immediately. So there's a whole bunch of trials. And so, like, I think the next one they're working towards is the communication one.
Yes, that's going to be the next one. And yes. Mm-hmm.
And then they end in, like, the purge, which is basically, like...
War games?
Yeah, well, and it's, like, it's not even... it's interesting. Like, it's not even that they'll kill the humans. Like, they'll kill the wolves.
They
too.
sure
like,
will.
The wolves will kill the wolves, which is crazy.
Yeah.
All right, chapter 15. Meryn attempts a daring midnight escape through the servant passages, but the moment she steps past the castle gates, the physical strain of her bond triggers an agonizing wolf sorcery pain that leaves her face down in the snow. Isabel and Venna drag her back to safety, explaining that distance can literally kill both wolf and rider, which officially makes Meryn a prisoner of her own magic. To distract from the existential dread, the girls doll her up for presentation, a literal cattle call where the king of Nocturna and his nobles appraise the recruits like a nice cut of meat. Despite feeling like a pig in jewelry, Meryn is transformed into a gorgeous vision in a plummy purple dress. Although she is rightfully terrified, her silver hair will attract the wrong kind of royal attention.
Yeah, initially I thought it was like a force field type of thing, like you can't leave. And then I did like that they explained like the more that you bond with your wolf, the further away you can go from each other. And I did think that we'll learn about what presentation is in like the next chapter, but I was like, okay, so whatever. They're just, here are the new recruits. And that's it. That's what I thought it was.
Well, they do tell you in this chapter that they keep saying like appearances matter.
Right.
And they tell you in this chapter that like the nobles are looking for brides.
Yeah.
And grooms, I suppose, but they're looking for mates. And they tell you that the king always picks somebody to spend these 4 months with.
Oh, was that this chapter? Okay, I thought it was next chapter. Okay.
Is this where we learn a little bit more about the twins also?
I believe so. Yeah. When she's like out in the snow. Yeah, tell us about that.
Yeah, we get a little bit more backstory about the twins who Isabel shares that they were basically like, nobody thought we were actually going to make it because we are so connected, and Venna is, because of her being hard of hearing, is seen as a weakness. And so we knew we were going to work together. We also aren't as strong as others. And so like we see ourselves in you as well, which is why we're all good friends now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Meryn is basically like, why are you helping me?
And she said Venna was seen as a weakness. And she said that Isabel said that she was seen as a weakness because she wouldn't leave Venna behind. So they are truly like one in the other.
and their family had like no expectations that they were actually going to survive this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and here they are.
Mm-hmm.
All right, chapter 16, the presentation at the arena. So we're in the presentation. They're all dolled up.
The king is coming with his son.
King is coming around, and then Crown Prince Killian shows up, and everyone's whispering like, "Oh my God, he's never here. Maybe he'll pick a lover." Blah blah blah. And who's Crown Prince Killian?
Who?
It's Lee.
Oh shit! I did not.
Too good. He was too good.
Yeah,
I
was shocked. I was shocked.
I was not.
You're a liar.
Well, he showed up, and I was like, "Oh right, I do remember reading the book jacket."
This is why you don't read the book jacket.
Months ago, when I was like, "What is this book even about that people keep talking about?" But I was like, "Oh, I do remember reading the book jacket that there is both like the training guy and the prince guy, and so it's like there's a bit of a like who will she choose situation in this book." But at no point, like as he shows up and they're like the crown prince is here, I'm like, "Oh right, the prince is a thing," and then he's Lee, and I was like, "Oh my God, kill Lee!"
Yeah, me too. No, I thought this was good. The
book jacket does not tell you that, by the way.
I wasn't surprised. I just thought the fact that he had money, the fact that he had his own place to live, where he didn't like really seem like he was connected with some other, like if he were an actual messenger or something that is part of like a group or a squad in the castle, then he would have been in like a barrack situation with.
Why did he have an apartment?
And so it felt like he had too much autonomy to start with.
Well, for the common readers like me and Amanda, it was a great shock and a great twist.
I loved it.
Me too.
I was like, I'm locked the fuck in.
Me too.
All right. So Crown Prince Killian is actually her lover Lee, who has been lying to her for a literal year. Before she can even process the betrayal, King Cyril Voltaire.
I'll say whatever you say.
He slams the Direblade into the dirt and orders the recruits to find and kill the weakest recruit for entertainment. Before he does that, he walks around and is like literally sizing these women up like they're cuts of meat.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Then he like slaps someone on the ass.
Yes. He slaps someone on the ass.
And she's like, "Oh, thanks."
Oh yeah.
He pulls a dress up to look at somebody's legs. He like he's like starting to get a little like he's looking at Meryn a little bit, and Killian Lee slips a piece of paper into her hand, and that's when they're like, "Ah, yes, let us do."
Well, he doesn't even do it. Stark suggests it.
Stark says it? I couldn't remember.
Stark suggested to the king. He said, "You know what we should do? We should do this." And the king's like, "You know what? You're right. We should do this."
So he orders the recruits to find and kill the weakest recruit for entertainment. So the Direblade controls the wolves.
I was about to say. So yeah, that's his sword. The king's sword is the Direblade.
And so the wolves go kind of feral. Chaos erupts as the wolves enter a magical bloodlust, while Anasa. Why can't I retain that vowel sound? Anasa surprisingly protects Meryn from an attack by Jonah. That's not really what happens. Yeah. Okay, so like there's a boy. Tell us what happens.
Yeah, there's a boy who seems to be the weakest link, and he's getting attacked, and they're all like surrounding him, and then Meryn is like, "No!" And then everyone like slowly zombie looks at her, and they're like, "Oh, well, you're dead, bitch." And I think it was Jonah started to attack her. Then Anasa steps in and basically, throws her weight around, and they realize they're not going to be able to kill Meryn, and then they turn back to the boy. And this was fucking crazy the way this kid died. Yeah. I was not expecting this.
They rip him to shreds.
Before they rip him to shreds, they fucking draw and quarter him. Like, 2 wolves have a leg, 1 has an arm. They literally rip his limbs apart, and then they rip him to shreds, and then they kill the wolf.
It's his wolf that does basically the mercy kill, and it's like clearly he's gonna die. So his wolf is the one that like rips out his throat basically, and then obviously like immediately dies afterward also. So it was horrific and then also like tragic.
Yeah, good stuff.
It was crazy. All right, Meryn watches in horror as the crowd howls at the theater of death, realizing that Stark likely orchestrated this entire test just to watch her fail. She really thinks Stark hates her.
She should read a book like us. She'd know what was going on right away, you know?
She needs to read something written by Allie Hazelwood.
Yeah. Or even Rebecca Yarros, you know?
Chapter 17. After a gut-wrenching confrontation in the East Garden where Killian tries to explain... Oh, so the note that he left her was like...
Meet me in the garden.
The garden at midnight, and he calls her kitten. Mm-hmm. Which is cute because she's an alleycat. Mm-hmm. It's like kitten. But now she's a wolf. Oh. All right. After a gut-wrenching confrontation in the East Garden where Killian tries to explain away his massive lies with love, Meryn rightfully rejects his royal excuses and heads back to the dorms. What do we think of that?
Think of what?
Lee is like, I just wanted you to love me for me, so I didn't tell you who I was. Well, and she's like, fuck you.
Yeah, no, this is going the way it went exactly the way I expected it to. Like, yeah, I do think she should have forgave him. Like, I don't know. I wouldn't tell someone I'm the fucking prince, the crown prince. Like, that's too much. That's a lot, you know?
Are you the crown prince?
Find out one day. I knew she was going to be mad at him. She'll be mad at him for a while, yada, yada, yada. So this went exactly as I expected. And then every time that I've read something like this, I get annoyed. I'm like, it's not like he was like, again, it's not like, oh, my job was actually a banker. Like, it's a little higher than that. So he needed to protect himself and her. But, you know, this is, you know, the way it has to go. She's got to get mad at him.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, exactly. She has to. This is pushing the plot along, even though, likewise, I feel annoyed about it, too. I do have some thoughts and feels, though. I mean, I keep saying, like, Lee's too good. About the fact that he kept the ruse up for so long. Just because I'm, like, thinking of him as the crown prince, where it's like, where was this going to go? If you are having this relationship with a commoner, like, is your dad ever going to agree to this? Like, are you ever going to be able to, you know, have this be something meaningful?
Well, I think he was going to abdicate for her, is what he says.
That's what he says. But yeah, and he does offer that, like, in this chapter too. Yeah, but it just left me with a lot of questions of, like, Lee, like, what did you think was going to happen here?
I was more confused. I don't know if confused is the right word, but I was wondering, like, how is he doing all this? Like, how was he escaping for so long to have this relationship for like a year? Like, he's the crown prince, you know, like, right. It seems.
How did nobody know?
Right, yeah. right. So whatever. I'm in a world with fucking talking wolves. I need to suspend some disbelief, but it was my question.
We haven't talked yet.
They're going to talk.
Okay. Yeah, I think I'm more mad that, like, I'm mad at, like, the Nabber stuff. I'm like, how has he not figured that out yet?
Truth.
I don't know. All right. So, yes.
Are we ready to talk about the Nabbers?
Sure.
I think he hasn't figured it out yet because I am going to go on I'm going to do my what do we think is going to happen next. Can I do that?
Bartholomew, what do you think is going to happen?
You know what? Finish the chapter. This is chapter 18, right?
We're on chapter 17. Let's finish and then we'll talk about what we think is going to happen next. All right. So she leaves Killian in the garden. On her way back to her dorms, she's ambushed by a Damus boy who yanks her by the hair, but she channels her inner girl boss. That's 2 in 18 chapters.
I didn't do it.
By shearing her own soul. She cuts her hair like fucking Mulan. Mm-hmm. And gruesomely murders her attacker. She chokes him. She cuts off his hand, and then she shoves his hand in his mouth, and he chokes on his own severed hand.
This is amazing. I've never read anything like this. This is amazing. This is amazing. What a girl boss.
And then she gets a little splash of approval from Anasa down the bond. The night ends in a stony, horrible calm as Meryn realizes the bonding trials are turning her into a monster she barely recognizes. Chapter 18, the morning after her first murder. Meryn has to face a localized storm, so they're in breakfast. She doesn't want to eat eggs because they remind her of entrails. Stark runs in and is like, who broke the rule? Who killed outside of training? Meryn is like, it was me and it was self-defense. So Stark drags her to the front of the room and gives her a tattoo on her neck. So the tattoos on their necks are for people that they killed during training, and the tattoos on their arms are for bad guys that they killed. Is that true?
Guys,
the one on the neck is what?
I just realized that I read to chapter 18 and not through chapter 18. I pulled a Rick.
Yep.
So you're saying this, and I'm like, I don't remember this. It was this last year. I didn't read it.
Yes, the ones on their neck are for the people that they kill in training. I don't remember.
And then the ones that are for the siphons, I don't remember where they are.
Yeah.
Further down. So yeah, and so he gives her the tattoo on her neck in front of everybody, and then he licks it.
Yeah, he does. And he's
in front of everybody.
He's like, this is just to make it heal better. Wink.
He doesn't say anything, but Isabel tells her it's like a primal instinct to make it heal better.
Yeah,
leaving her both violated and embarrassingly turned on. Her afternoon doesn't get any better as she and Anasa fail miserably at a riding lesson obstacle course because they still harbor nothing but mutual, complete, and utter rejection. Finally, Edith moves Meryn into a private room for her protection, but the gift feels more like a prison, and she looks at her tattoo, which doesn't hurt anymore because he licked it. And she says it's actually the start of a collar. And that's how chapter 18 ends.
Sounds like a great chapter.
It was good. The lick was good.
I'll look forward to reading in the next hour. I'm like mad at myself also because I was saying to Rick on Friday that I was like, I really just want to keep reading.
You should have.
And if I had, I would have read the right chapter.
What's his name? Good old what's his name? Lee's the one who gave her the room, right? Obviously.
It has to be.
Yeah. Okay.
Has to be. It's like, oh, there's been a threat to your life. So
well, hold up. Pause. Wait. What if it's Stark?
Stark.
Could be.
She's probably gonna. Oh, this is it. She's probably gonna. I'm live thinking about this. She's gonna think it's Lee. She's gonna be angry at Lee, and it's gonna be Stark. Yeah. But
the other thing we learn is that everybody's fucking because when the humans bone, it helps the wolves figure out if they're mates.
Yes.
So Stark's wolf has got to be Anasa's mate, right?
Yeah, obviously.
That's where this goes.
I wonder if it's going to be the reverse, though. I wonder if it's going to be like the wolves mate, and then they're like, fuck. Like, it's us.
No, they're already mated.
Yeah,
right.
maybe.
This is
like Taryn and Seagull. All right, Rick, talk to us about the nabbers.
Great. Okay. I think the reason why Lee doesn't say anything is because I don't know, maybe if he's doing it, but I think we might have a From Blood and Ash situation going on here, where the nabbers. Okay, it's gonna be one of two things. Either like the kids are being taken by the kingdom, right? Like from Blood and Ash, or they're being taken away from the kingdom to save them from the kingdom. Like they're not being kidnapped, but they're being saved.
I hadn't considered that second possibility. I thought that they were being taken by the kingdom.
Yeah, it's one of those two, I think. So
I thought this was the temple situation, of
right?
The second or third born, whatever it is, being given to the temple.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be one of those two. I wonder. No, that would be crazy. That can't happen. I was like, I wonder if they're being taken. Like, do the kids become the direwolves?
No, because they're old.
I don't know.
I think the direwolves are actually wolves.
The direwolves there's pups. Also, that was the other thing that I was not struggling, but like I couldn't really picture in my mind. They said that a direwolf pup was like the size of a horse. And I was like, how big are the actual fucking wolf? Like I actually couldn't visualize how big the actual wolf was.
I know that Sable Sorensen's Instagram posts like a good amount of fan art, and so I did like scroll through until I saw one of Meryn and Anasa, because I was like, I just need to understand how much bigger a wolf is than a human.
Is it like a truck? Like what is it?
Hold on, I'm gonna drop one in the chat.
Dumps like a truck.
That is a Cisco song.
So,
I think it's dong 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 dong. Was that song?
It is that song.
For all of you who grew up in the late 90s, you're welcome for bringing. That's probably most of you. I can't see kids listening to this. Okay, that was enough talking. She dropped a thing in here.
a little one.
Oh, they're all gonna see this though. All right, so let me actually look at this on my phone. All right, pulling up my phone. Let's see.
Okay.
How do they look? I don't want any dead air. They look good.
Oh, it's like a horse.
Oh, you dropped it in the chat. Okay, do I do it
in the chat? Do I need to put it in the?
No. I'll click here. Everyone who's watching will just follow along. All right, everyone who's watching, this is what they look like. All right. Yeah, they're good sized.
Okay, for those of you not watching and listening, and as always, if you've made it this far, thank you.
It's like the size of a Cybertruck.
Yeah, it's like the size of a truck.
Cybertruck.
I'm not quite sure how they get on.
She's
I guess the wolf has to like actually bow down or something. I don't feel like you're jumping on that thing super easily.
She jumped on it, didn't she? She jumped on Anasa. She pulled the hair. What did she have to do? There we go.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think there's too much class
Inequity
divide.
I don't know.
Yeah. Here
and that's a big part of that's brought up a lot.
Yeah,
the class
there's
divide.
too much of that for like the nobles not to be bad.
Yeah.
But if the kids are being taken, like, okay, so like, what's the purpose then, right? So like, we have a purpose from Blood and Ash, like they're used to feed the whatever they're called to give them the vampire to give them eternal life. So like, what are they taken for? Like, I'm still going to go with maybe they're being turned into direwolves.
I mean, to be fair, we don't know a lot about the war.
Yeah, I know.
Point.
So
they've been at war for 500 years.
Right. We don't really know why it's happening. We don't really know like.
Oh, and the other side is the good guys, right? Right.
I don't know. So my question is the other side good or are both sides bad?
Nah, that never happens. No.
It always happens.
What? Really? No. The other side's got to be good. I don't know. That's the route I'm going. We're on the bad side. We don't realize we're on the bad side.
There's two bad sides in Fourth Wing.
It's true.
There are?
Yeah, the Venom are bad.
Okay, but like, yes.
The rebels aren't bad.
Right. We were led to believe that the Wyvern Riders were bad.
Originally, yeah.
So like these.
No, the Griffin Riders.
The Griffin Riders. Yes.
The Wyvern Riders are
the
bad.
Yes.
So we got to keep our magical creatures straight here. Too many magical creatures.
We're told that the feeders, right? So
me.
like, the feeders or whatever, are they called the feeders? Siphons.
The siphon.
Yeah, those are gonna be the good guys. I just haven't figured out how yet, but that's what I'm going with.
Okay. Well, I will also tell you that this week on Instagram, maybe yesterday on Instagram, or maybe this morning, Sable Sorensen announced book 3.
Oh,
nice.
So
Tied and Bound.
What? Why?
It's Tied and Bound. Yeah.
That's a different series.
Really?
I don't think it's that kind of book.
That was in Lights Out.
That was Lights Out.
I'm having a great time.
Me too.
I'm really
enjoying this.
I am excited to keep reading and learn more.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'd ask what we're reading, but it'd be just a recap of what we talked about yesterday. So let's play this game. What do you think you'll finish reading this week?
I will finish listening to Common Goal, which is book 4 in the Game Changer series. And I'm hopeful that my hold on Vera Wong's Unsolicited Advice for Murderers comes through. So I will be listening to that. But other than that, I'm actually going to try to finish Direbound this week.
Cool. So we can record back to back next week, right?
No, because we have to go to BookCon.
I know, teasing.
But I'm going to try to finish Direbound this week because I don't trust that I'll be able to read in Europe. So I'm going to try to read ahead.
Kim, tell us how you're going to fail spectacularly in finishing Dungeon Crawler Carl 2 books before BookCon. Go ahead.
Why is that a failure?
You've assigned her this challenge. She doesn't.
I did
she
not.
has not accepted this
She
challenge.
did. She said, now I need to read all of them if I want to be donut for BookCon. She said that.
I did.
I don't believe that.
This is why I don't deserve to go to the Matt Dinneman signing next Sunday. And Rick, why you're going to take my place?
No, I'm not. I refuse.
So we only have 4 of us are going to BookCon. Only 2 of us were able to get spots in the signing line for Matt Dinneman, who wrote Dungeon Crawler Carl. Annie, our friend who's going with us, got one of them, and she's a huge stan, so she's going to go.
Well, actually, Amanda got it and gave it to Andy.
Oh, yes, thank you.
Because I've read the first book and it was great, but I was like, oh, I'm being a team player. I don't need to do Matt Dinneman. The signing that I got that I'm excited about is Tracy Dion, who wrote
Legendborn.
But the other people that I was excited to meet, I did not get spots for. So,
anyways, so I have a ticket also for Matt Dinneman, and Rick's going to take it.
I'm not, because you're going dressed as Princess Donut, and you've only had not read the last 2 books, so it's fine.
You've read enough of the books that you can meet him. Yeah. By the way,
it's true.
When I met Sable Sorensen, she hadn't even written Direbound yet.
Mm-hmm.
She was signing it.
Had I read it.
She was signing it at
No, she hadn't even written it yet because we were 15.
Oh, okay. Fine. When you first
met. No, that's true. But we hadn't read it when we met her at Love and Legends. That's true. All right.
There we go.
Well, your
homework
is to read chapters 19 through 37. Stop when you see 38.
Kim, stop when you see 38.
I heard. Noted.
Oh, wait. What am I reading? I'm going to finish Viking stuff. My question is, I have 7.5 hours left in Viking Book Part 2, Electric Boogaloo. I'm wondering if I should just finish it and then get back into Direbound, so it's not like I'm ping-ponging. It's either that or do the Direbound chapters and then go back to the Viking thing. I don't know. What do you guys think?
My preference is always to finish it and then go back to Direbound. That's what I did last week, which is why I didn't even start Direbound until like Thursday, because I was finishing the Astral Library, and it was a vibe.
Yeah, so what I think I'll probably do is I'll finish Viking 2, Electric Boogaloo, and then read through Direbound and like just...
You're gonna read all of Direbound. Oh no, you're gonna read it, and then you're not going to start anything new until after Direbound.
Right.
I'll just continue reading it. So works, yeah.
And then I can pick up...
but we're not actually recording the last episode of Direbound until May 2nd.
Yeah, so that might be difficult. Like, I might forget stuff. All right, I have to think about it.
Think about it.
All right. Bye.
All right, bye.